Do you feel like giving up? Do you feel like stopping trying? Do you feel like giving up all the effort and all the work you've put into something? And overall, I've got one question for you that I'd like you to ask yourself if you're feeling like this at this moment. And that is, in the future context, are you going to be happy that you've given up, or are you going to regret that you've given up? And this is not to patronize you. This is not to say there's anything wrong with giving up in something if it doesn't serve you overall. Because I've had things in the past where I've given up that didn't serve me, that I didn't need to continue doing. So this is not to patronize you and say you're a failure if you give up in this one thing, because I assume you're not going to give up overall and everything else. But the question is, if you give up on something you want to achieve now, you may in the future look back with anger, look back with frustration, look back with regret, which is a sad place to be in, because you can never get that time back again. You can never get that time back in you again. You can never get that time back in the version you want to be again. And it's important for us to view it from this mindset when times get tough, when things get tough, when situations get tough, because I've been on both ends of this spectrum. I've been on both extremes of this spectrum. I've been on the spectrum of wanting to give up and giving up, and I've been on the other spectrum of wanting to give up and not giving up. And you realize over time that you're a lot more thankful when you keep going and keep going and keep going, because a lot of time the results are on the end of you sticking through the hardship you're facing, the struggles you're facing, the pain you're facing. A lot of times the rewards is on the back end of that, because you're not going to get rewards straight away. You're not going to get rewards in something straight away. You may compare yourself to someone else. You may compare yourself to this person, this person, this person, but you're not going to get rewards straight away. And a lot of times you don't deserve the rewards. Even with me, even with this YouTube channel, I didn't deserve any rewards yet. I haven't been doing it long enough. I haven't been consistently doing it long enough again. And some of you might find that crazy. You've been uploading every day this year, but I don't see myself as deserving of this yet, even though it's starting to do better now. I don't see myself as that. I see myself as this work that needs to be done. I see myself as I need to be better. I need to get better. I need to keep working and working and working on this. And then if it pops off then, if it does well then so be it. That's amazing. But I'm looking from a more future context of the next few years. And it's important for me to ask myself this on the days where I struggle, on the days where I don't want to go to the gym, on the days when I don't want to film videos. I could ask myself, how will I feel in the future? How will I feel in the future's context if I give up on something that's going fairly decent, maybe slow at times, but that's going fairly decent? How would I feel? And I know the answer. I'd feel regret. I'd feel sadness. I'd feel pain. I'd feel anger. I feel like I've wasted my potential in something that could have been great if I was consistent over a long period of time. And it's important for us to ask ourselves this. It really is. It's really important for us to ask ourselves this. And I want to ask you this overall. If you literally feel like giving up in something now, ask yourself in the future context, what will I feel like in 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? And envision it. Are you going to regret that you've given up on that thing? Are you going to be happy you've given up on that thing? There's the other side where you could be happy because it might not serve you. It really might not serve you. There might be something that you're trying and it's not going your way, and you may not have any potential in that. But then there's other things you have potential in. I'm not saying you don't have potential in anything, but there's probably other fields that you have potential in. So it's not completely 100% negative for you to give up in something if it's not serving you. You may be able to invest your time into something better that betters you. But if it's something you truly want to achieve and something you truly want to get to, something you truly want to build into, you shouldn't give up. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day, especially with me. Whenever I felt like giving up in something and I give up, I am never happy. I'm never grateful for what I've done. I'm never in any way grateful in the future context, and I always regret it. And I always regret my decision. I always regret, well, I didn't do this, didn't continue with this, didn't help myself with this. And that hurts you overall, and that hurts your confidence. But whereas if you stuck through that thing, whether you stuck through that hardship, you stuck through that pain, you could actually see rewards and some good things in yourself over time. But nothing's going to come straight away. And that's the sad truth with this. Nothing ever comes straight away. And I want you lot to understand this as well. And I've had to understand this, even with this channel. Even with this channel, it's only starting to do well now, literally. And how many months am I into it? It's only doing well now. And that's took time and effort and getting better and getting better and getting better, different videos, all this. And now I'm starting to see a little bit of rewards, and I'm sure I'm going to see more rewards over time in longer tense. But if I give up now, because it's not 100% how I want, I'm not on the amount that I want, I'm not going to help myself. And if I give up on the days where it's slow, which there's a lot of days when things are slow and they're not moving at the speed you want them to, I wouldn't see the growth that I've seen now in myself, if that makes sense. If I gave up a few months ago when I was on like barely 100 subscribers, I would have given up, and I wouldn't have seen the growth that I got in this channel now. I wouldn't have helped the people that I've helped. I wouldn't have felt the gratitude for what I've done for myself with this. I wouldn't have got better on camera. I wouldn't have been able to get outside today and film a video, you know? There's a lot of positive things that have come from this overall. I wouldn't have impacted people. But if I said, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to do this, I'm going to give up, and I've given up, then I wouldn't have seen any of that. I wouldn't have seen any of that. And it's important for us to think in the context of this with a lot of stuff, because it's so easy to give up when things get hard. And I've been there time and time again. I've been in so many different scenarios where I've given up when things got hard because I couldn't see a way through. But the reality is, when you can't see a way through, and if you truly want to achieve that thing, and you keep trying and trying and trying, that's when the true growth comes from. That's when the true growth. And if you keep trying and keep trying, you're going to see results. You're going to see results in some sense. If you have terrible mental health at the moment and you start meditating, you start journaling, you start getting out in nature like this in the beautiful sun, the beautiful flowers, you start working out, you start doing things for yourself, if we're all working towards goals that you want to achieve as well, you are going to see a little bit of growth in yourself in all different areas over time. You know, you're going to see a lot of growth in yourself, in your mental health, in how you feel about yourself, and how you literally view yourself over time. And you're going to feel a lot more happier and grateful in yourself and more confident, because you've been doing stuff for yourself, and you're going to see rewards in yourself. Therefore, you can use that as something that's positive in your life, where there may not be many positive things in your life before that. But whereas if you didn't do anything for yourself and you've given up and you just lose all hope, you're not going to help yourself. And that's the sad truth. And this is not a nice thing to hear overall. I know this is what I didn't want to hear when I was down and when I felt terrible, when I hated my life, when I hated myself, when I wanted to leave this world. This is not what I wanted to hear. But the reality is, I had to hear that I needed to keep going and going and going and keeping a little bit of a vision of myself, who I wanted to be, and trying and trying and trying to be in a position where I'm grateful and happy now, sat in a field. Where I'm grateful and happy now, sat on my own, you know? And it's important for us to view it from this perspective overall, because if we don't view it from that tense, it's going to be easier for us to give up. It's going to be easier for us to make a rash decision, to give up, to hurt ourselves, whatever it is. And we don't want that. Hurt someone around you. And we don't want that. And that's the message overall in this video. In a future context, are you going to regret giving up, or are you going to be happy for giving up? It could be either side. You might be happy for giving up something, because then you could put that into something else. You could put that into something else that betters you. But are you going to be grateful, or are you going to be unhappy? Are you going to be happy, or are you going to regret it? You know? And I know from my perspective, I'm going to regret it if I don't. And there may be things that you will regret not keeping up in the future if you stop now. And that's the message to you, to keep going and going and going, even though it's hard, to stick it out and see what you can actually achieve in that thing. Because if you give up, you're not going to see anything. But if you keep trying, you are going to see some rewards over time, at least a bit of rewards, at least a bit. And that's the important message in yourself. And you're going to be able to feel the rewards in yourself as well, because you're going to have that consistency when things are going wrong. So when things are going good, you'll also have that consistency as well, which is going to be exceptional for you and yourself. And that's the message in this video. I hope you lot got a lot of value in this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry for the cut in the middle of the video as well. Some bloke came around on his scooter. What can you do? I hope you lot got a lot of value in this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for all the love recently. It means the world. Thank you.